Change my glasses, the ones that don't have the glare. Sorry about that. Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. We got to do something about this lighting. Oh, I just hate it on the back end of YouTube Studio. There's no way to test your lighting before going live. It's like a black screen. You can kind of see around the peripheral, but like there's a huge box in the middle, which is like all your controls and stuff, which, how is that good? It's not. Let me try to get this lighting situation better. Good, not great. Amber, hi Amber, how are you? Oh my goodness, we're back to the summertime light belt across the face and other areas. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to be here though. I actually debated on Sunday going live. Not Sunday, Monday. Monday night going live. I'm like, I miss these guys. I want to hang out and have some fun. But things just feel lighter than they maybe have been. And just the sense of anxiety that's just very thick in the collective, it seems to be lifting slightly. And I don't know 100% if it's because of the solstice coming up or what, but I just feel this lightning, not lightning like thunder and lightning, but lightening. Amber sick with terrible body pain, stuffy nose, severe lower back pain, and low-grade fever. Oh no, that's never fun. Katie R, welcome. Star, hello. Yeah, that's no fun. That's no fun at all. Oh, hello, Linda. Yeah, we're gonna do today, of course, our giveaway and our drawing like we do, but we're also gonna be doing a summer solstice kind of collective, those of us watching now and on the replay, reading, just to see some good stuff. We want to focus on some good stuff. What good things are coming in specifically with the solstice, and just this, I don't know, feeling of lightening of energies, at least in my neck of the woods. I don't know. I feel it. I feel good. And I hope everybody else is feeling well soon that isn't feeling well. And those that are feeling well, I hope it just continues on. Yeah, my oldest son is actually at golf right now. Well, all of them are, but he couldn't do golf last night because to get all the way across town from computer camp, yeah, we're still doing the whole camp thing, but my contribution to all of it has significantly decreased as far as having to run and drop one off here, one off there, and then pick one up, and then pick the other one up, and then pick this other one up and put it at this other camp. That was last week. This week has been much more chill. All I've had to do was drop Wrigley off 2 mornings and pick him up once of the 3 days so far, because my husband has been helping out because he has ties. My husband has ties to the college where Boston is doing his computer camp thing. So he likes to talk with them and, you know, have a rapport and all that fun stuff. So that kind of takes me out of having to go all the way across town. And you know, but his Boston's camp is from 8 to 5. Like that's intense. 5 days a week for the 1 week, and then there's another 5-day 8 to 5 camp. I think that one might be 8 to 4, like in August. So it's like an all day thing. They provide lunch. The whole thing was free. Every year they only take a limited amount of kids, and he's gotten in every year that we've known about it, which was awesome. I think last year he was waitlisted, but this year. So it's free, and the lunch is paid for and a snack, and they learn a lot. They get some, like, if any of my IT friends out there know what a Raspberry Pi is, it's like a little, I don't think router's the right word. No, that's definitely not the right word. I am not the guy to go to for any IT anything, but my husband, he works in IT, so he knows all that stuff. I don't. And because I've had him for the last 20 plus years in my life, I've kind of just let him be the eyes and ears of all technical operations. Oh, you know what a Raspberry Pi is? Okay, cool. I know we're currently using the one he got a few years ago for our arcade. My husband made a homemade arcade machine, like a wooden arcade machine, and he ordered the buttons. And the Raspberry Pi sits in the back of that with like hundreds and hundreds of like old Atari, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and even Sega games, I think, are on there. I only really ever have played the ones that I remember playing as a kid and enjoyed playing as a kid. I think it'd be a weird kind of learning curve to just jump into some game you've never played. From if you grew up in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and are just playing random games. But my kids enjoy doing that, so I don't know. I know what I like, and I'm like cool to stay within that realm. So weird. Yeah, free. Nothing is free. I'm sure there's some sort of grant that pays for this. Some wealthy someone, so and so, probably paid for a grant to allow people to do this. I don't know. Yeah, even in schools, nothing less than $320 for 5 days. Right. We were lucky. Last week it was the band camp that Boston was involved in. It was $100 for 4 hours, 5 days a week. So like 20 hours, which I thought $100. Wow, that's actually a pretty good deal. It's like, I mean, he's 13. He doesn't need a babysitter, but like you couldn't even pay a babysitter that low of an amount to hang out with your kid for 4 hours. Fun fact, my kids have never had a babysitter that we've had to pay. We've had them stay over with my in-laws a few times, and that's about it. Otherwise, they're home, and Boston stayed overnight with a friend, one specific friend, maybe 3 times ever. So I used to babysit all the time as like a youngster, and I think my first babysitting job I got when I was 10, which I, as a mom of a now 13-year-old, I just don't know that and Wrigley being 9, there's no way I would allow my kid to babysit other people's kids at 10 or hire a 10-year-old babysitter, but things were different back then, I guess. I remember getting, when I very first started babysitting, $1 an hour. And I was usually babysitting 2 or 3 kids at a time. So that's probably why they thought, oh, 10-year-old, she can have $1 an hour. But think of it, minimum wage back then was $3 and something. So, I mean, I know when I was 14, my very first job, I made $4.20 an hour. That was minimum wage when I got my first job at age 14 at the movie theater. And there were only a handful of jobs that would hire a 14-year-old. They could legally hire a 14-year-old, and working less than a 2-hour shift in the concession stand at the movie theater was one of them. So you figure you have to work less than 2 hours, making $4.20 an hour. You're not making very much. But back then, I would usually work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's 3 days of basically the weekend. But it wasn't so late that I couldn't also babysit. So I was like Miss Entrepreneur, finding all these little avenues to make money and save it up. And I could buy my own school clothes and all the fun things, Never left mine with anyone. Yeah, I mean, and it's not that I don't trust the people I do know. It's just I don't really have a reason to need a babysitter, because either it's something I'm doing, just it's my interest, with friends or something, or my husband just doesn't want to go do stuff like by himself, or with a group of friends. So if it's just me and him, we might as well just take the kids. You know what I mean? So it's like just palling around. I don't know. Fun times. I just saw the 10 of Cups palling around. So we do have 2 donations coming in. See, I'm just hanging out with you guys, wanting to chat, wanting to hang out, have some fun. So we have Katie R, top of the list here. And next one we have Kirsten. So Katie R and Kirsten both have just donated for full reads. So donation list, Katie R and Kirsten. Lovely ladies on the board today for our top of the chat here. Donation list. Okay. So all of the fun stuff out of the way. I'm trying to think if I have any other announcements. Well, if my husband does pick Wrigley up on Friday, I possibly could go live at the normal time, but I don't know his work schedule to be able to promise that. So I think we will just say that probably 80% sure we'll be live on Friday this week at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, which I know I said at least a few times last week on Friday's live stream. But we've been having fun with the evening live streams. I know I'm loving it. The days have been, I did get a lot of writing, kind of editing stuff done for my book, and a lot of just different little home declutter and organization projects. Try not to bite off too much to where I burn out. I'm trying to just kind of pace myself, but if I am feeling it, like today, we're working in the boys' bedroom. Of course, we still have project, let's get one of the boys in this room and the other one to stay in that room, but each have their own room. That's still kind of in the works, and hopefully soon, and by soon, I mean by the end of the year. Like that's, to me, is soon. We can get everything orchestrated, because all the stuff that's in this room, which, all I really use is not so much this computer unless I need to make a thumbnail or something. I'm not really on this computer much. And this one's mobile here, this laptop. But all the other stuff in here does need a place to go, like all my card decks, my card table, my other shelf things over there. Like they need a place to go when this room, and there's really nowhere for them to go except the garage. And I even thought, we're going to convert part of the garage into like a live stream space. And let's just be super honest here. Even in the hot parts of winter, that garage is like freezing cold. So I don't know that that's going to work. Even if we were putting space heaters and this and that, it's just the spider situation, the lighting situation. I just don't know that I can, like when I feel into the energy of it, doesn't feel good to me. But we do have this like little landing area outside this door, kind of between this bedroom and then the master bedroom across the hall, that could logically and realistically hold these two computers, my other son's gaming computer, oldest son's gaming computer, this computer, and maybe a handful of the office supply accoutrements. But all the card stuff, I'm going to have to figure out another home. So there's kind of shuffling around. It does feel kind of almost like a game of Tetris. Like this has to fit here, this has to fit there, before we can really figure out where and how and when, specifically when, is this bedroom move going to happen. I'm really hoping it's by the end of the year. I think it would just be really good for both of them to have their own space. They are kind of at those ages now where they are kind of starting to be far enough apart in age. They're about 3.5 years or 4 grade levels apart in age, that they have different interests right now, more so than they ever have. Like their interests are more varied than they ever have been. So I think it would be good to give them their own spaces, Anywho, let's tune in. Collective reading for the summer solstice. And even just let's before we get into our collective, just kind of tune into the energy of the specific solstice energy for 2024. Yes, no more fighting. Oh my gosh, yeah. They've been pretty good because we have been just shuffling, and they fight over who gets to sleep on the couch. So I know, like, if it were me as a kid, I'd want my room. I wouldn't want to be on the couch every night. But they, like, desperately are like, no, I want to be on the couch. I want to be on. Why? I feel like it's camping out or something, like, fun. I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. John, hi. No, you're not late at all. We're just about to tune into this specific, and of course, 13%-ish of the population is not experiencing summer solstice, but a winter solstice. Those down under, and maybe even parts of, I think, Argentina and whatnot, possibly are like considered southern hemisphere. I don't know enough about who and where is considered southern hemisphere. I don't know that it's just below the equator. I don't think that's true. Again, I'm it's probably sounding stupid, but yeah. Oh, it's 100 degrees. Well, we had a cold snap come in, and it was like 40 degrees on Monday. And yesterday was a little warmer, about 55 degrees. And today we're even warmer. But the high here is not that high. Let's see. I mean, not that bad. And there's a breeze, so it kind of feels cold. So it's still like hoodie weather out there, even though the sun's out. And yeah, so weird. You need to move where you are, right? Well, if you don't like month upon months upon months upon months of cold weather, you're probably not going to like it here. Oh, it got better here today. I was in Houston on the weekend and got toasted. Oh no, yeah, I hear Texas this time of year and all the way through like August, September is like brutal. Certain parts of Texas, maybe all Texas, I don't even know, but Hi, Jessica Lynn. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I've never been in a really like temperatures that hot for like day after day after day. I don't think I could do it because I'm just not accustomed to that. I know there's like happiness in layers as far as like, you know, the 3 seasons of the year, the spring, the fall, and the winter, where the weather is the most unpredictable. I can layer up and just add or take away layers accordingly, and that works for me pretty well, and I'm usually pretty content about it. As long as the sun is out and the wind isn't too bad, I can make it work. I really can. Oh, you're in New York and the AC is doing nothing. Oh no. Well, let's see. As far as this solstice for the summer solstice for the northern hemisphere and the winter solstice for the southern hemisphere, what is the energy specifically just tied into this solstice? And then we're going to get into, of course, our little collective here watching down on the replay. The overall energy. Wow, 2 pentacles. So it's almost like we can take the energies that will support us and use those energies, take them and run, or we can have more heaviness, more burden, more matrix style things going on. And this kind of does remind me, it's kind of like pick your poison, or, you know, really tune into what it is you want to be experiencing, not focusing so much on what you don't want to be experiencing. Of course, we're not here to spiritual bypass. That is so not what my channel is about. But when we reach a certain point with certain things and we realize there's nothing I can change about this, if we just still continue to gripe and feel like a victim about it, like there is so much we can do. Even if we can't change the circumstances themselves, there's so much we can do once we kind of accept and admit, okay, maybe I can't change this, but I can change the way I'm showing up in this energy, or working with whatever it is that's going on, or maybe I do have more power here and I actually can leave this situation or this relationship, or, you know, whatever it is. Finding your power. That's something I've personally been struggling with for years, but even more specifically where it's become kind of a focal point with that North Node traversing in my 6th house of health and healing and wellness, and just wanting to know the answers, and that obsession about I need the answers. And just knowing that I have a very specific, which they estimate anywhere between 40 to 60% of the population has this genetic mutation, MTHFR. And a lot of people call it the mother effer genetic mutation. But I was blessed to have a double copy of that. And by blessed, I mean, no, not so good. It really does mess with the way your body can methylate proteins and take in nutrients and what have you. And I also have all that stuff going on with being redhead as well. So that's always fun as well. But the fact that people with this MTHFR genetic mutation have a really hard time with synthetic folate, or what it's called folic acid. And it is in all the foods, pretty much. You know, all the like, especially like the grains and the anything that's considered fortified with all these like nutrients and what have you. There's folic acid. It's a synthetic form of folate, which you will get from your leafy greens and what have you. But all the vitamins that are in and I learned this years ago, but it's like life. You just have to go with life, you know, and when things are hard in other areas of life, you just have to put things on the back burner. And I've picked this whole folic acid agenda back up off the shelf, and it can really negatively impact your life. So in fact, my sister actually kind of reprised this back burner agenda of mine to just learn more about it by a local doctor here who has left the hospital to start her own kind of health and wellness center, because she is just so tired of Western medicine and all the lies and manipulations and what have you, which can be a rabbit hole all in of itself. But if you guys want some information on this, check it out. Put my history here to find it. She did a podcast with someone. Let's see. Got to get to the right account here. I'm on Harmony Pro Tarot Live account. History. So the channel is The Way Forward on YouTube. And it's the one that was posted 2 weeks ago, was it? Let's see. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Folic acid fortification and the rise in chronic illness featuring Tatum Toner. And she's a doctor. She's been working at the hospital. She's here in my town. My sister works with her, or has worked with her. I think she just left this week from that job forever to start her own health and wellness, facility or center. And that's really exciting. But so much amazing information that I had at one point learned and then completely, again, back burner, put it on the shelf. And now I'm back on my diligence with folic acid. I looked at all of the different vitamins and stuff we have in our cupboard downstairs. All of them have folic acid, which can't do it. I mean, your body will make do and do the best that it can. It's such an innate intelligence that's built in. It's like basically a miracle machine, every one of our bodies. But this, way long tangent to get to the point of you're discovering truth and going back maybe to something that was a truth you discovered, but life got in the way. This is what this reminds me of is, there's only so much attention, effort, focus we can put into something before we have to shift focus to something else. And health and wellness is a big shift coming up for so many people with the solstice, and just like the energies in general are really, people are either really feeling it. And I learned that one of the big kind of side effects of having all this folic acid enriched food is migraines. And when I was doing certain types of, this type of diet, that type of diet, what have you, I noticed there were certain diets I was on that I had almost no migraines, no headaches. And if I personally could just get rid of, or at least significantly reduce the number of headache and migraine days I have every month, my life would be significantly improved. And I know many of you, at least a few of you, Amber for sure, do also struggle with migraines. But not just migraines, a lot of chronic health issues. This is all tied together. Oh my gosh, you have to watch this podcast, or even just listen to it if you don't have time to watch it. Just listen to it while you're doing other things. It's so much of this I've known for years, but just like forgot, or just kind of par for the course, all these people and all these agendas and all these bills being signed into law, and the big fortification of all these foods in 1998. And oh my goodness, it's so eye-opening. And one of the things we have to do, maybe arguably we don't, but one of the things as humans we have to do, well, breathing is top. Eating food is probably second. Well, drinking water, eating food is second and third. Those are like the top 3 things we need to do to survive day to day, or at least week to week, month to month, whatever. Breathing is probably top, because you can go only minutes without breathing, but you can go weeks without eating if you had to. This is something we all have to do. So why not get in the know about how to properly feed ourselves with what we can? And I've argued before on here that is anything left that's not toxic, not untainted, even the organic stuff is like, can we trust that? Can we trust that? So it's almost like, and I've argued this point as well, that I think it's literally our own spirit and just the prana in the air that is keeping our bodies sustained. Because you can think of all these people who, and just the intelligence of the human body all paired together to keep us going. Because you can think of all the people in your life that that have just, the most health issues, and maybe the things they eat aren't the best, but yet they're still going. They're still going until they're not, obviously. But for how long certain people can go with certain chronic issues, and they're just going and going year after year after year, decade after decade, like that's a miracle if you think about it. Yeah, of improving the quality, right? And that's just assuming that everyone's deficient in this, that, and everything. But no, not everybody needs all of this. And especially 40 to 60% of the population, they can't even process the stuff they're throwing into everything. Why? We know why. They are purposely doing it. I mean, it has to be almost a meme or a joke at this point if people don't believe these powers that were, as I like to call them, aren't purposely doing these things. Because at every turn, they're effing us and effing us and effing us. And it's not consensual on so many levels, if you get what I'm saying. But let's get off my tangent here. But yeah, so many of you might be back and forth with back burner things, specifically maybe surrounding health or getting healthier or just knowing what to do to maintain your health or to get in really good, like I've been saying the past few live streams, it's like your health really is your wealth. And if you have your health, you have so much more than maybe some of even the richest people in this world that don't have their health, It looks like the sun went behind the clouds, so we're going to take advantage of that lighting situation. All right. Here we go. What else do we need to know? Just about the energies coming in with the solstice. 5 of Cups. Yes, it's about shifting that focus because we can focus on this apocalyptic, all these things that are planned. Yes, and I think it's important we acknowledge certain things are going on because to try to bypass what we're actually experiencing is us gaslighting ourselves or us being trained to be gaslit. And we're not about that around here. We're just not about that. It's about, yes, taking amazing inventory and stock of what's actually going on, but not just surrendering in that fatalistic kind of surrender to it, but instead shifting our focus to, okay, this is what the world is right now, but I don't have to participate because maybe I choose not to eat the foods that are fortified this way, that way, and whatever to next Sunday. Maybe instead I just choose foods that don't have any of that business going on. I'm sure there's not a lot of them, but we will make do. We will figure a way. All right, what else do we need to know? Our little collective. We're definitely shifting focus. The energies that are coming in with the solstice are helping us see things from another perspective and enabling us to shift, even if it's a complete 180 from what we've been doing. All right, what else do we need to know? Those of us watching now and on the replay, our little collective, the summer solstice energy. What do we personally need to know? Messing in food in the name of improving quality. Yeah, I read that, but oh my gosh, that's what they're doing, right? All right. The Hermit. Wow. Oh, I just saw a crow just kind of swoop down and go across. Wow. Yeah, the Hermit. This is us getting really in touch with our own light. And it's interesting because we're asking about the solstice energies, and the sun just came out, A. But B, this is a nighttime card. So it's not like once the sun goes down or it's on the other side of the world that we're not still being affected by these energies in a way. But these are actually helping us tune more in spiritually. And it's interesting. This kind of reminds me of the Pleiades up here, like the 7 sisters. I know it's not actually, but for some reason that's what I'm getting, the vibe. But this is about tuning in spiritually to what matters to us most and ways we can improve our lives without having to, especially, with that example of health and wellness, this person says absolutely follow this diet and do these things and you're going to live a long, healthy life. And there's someone over here touting the exact opposite of that, saying that you'll live a long, healthy life. What does a person believe? Tune into your own spirit, because your spirit will lead the way to the things and the opportunities and whatever it is that you need most, you will find them. It takes a lot of diligent tuning in and checking in, though, because that voice is very quiet. And the moon is a card of intuition, but it's also a card of, as I call it, the matrix card. So there's going to be a lot of matrix control. I'm going to get a clarifier on this because this is the opposite of this matrix card. The Hermit is about tuning into our own intuition without needing that moon to give us the permission to tune into our intuition or to use this moon phase to manifest this thing. No, we're taking our power back. But let's clarify this moon card, matrix energy. What is it this card's coming out to tell us? The 6 of Cups. Wow. So something from childhood is coming up. And, the moon can also represent the mother in the chart and also in tarot. Empress is also mother energy in tarot. But something from the past, there could be some nostalgia, some memories. Maybe those of you that have your mom that has crossed over, you're getting some sort of remembrance of a memory from her or of her that you hadn't remembered in a really long time, and it's bringing you joy and comfort. Because I'm getting such a comforting message from this 6 of Cups. All right, what else do we need to know? Let's actually go to the Soul Trees deck here. Anything else we need to know from the Soul Trees deck? Those of us watching now and on the replay. Summer Solstice energies. All right. Well, we had confusion, but I wasn't shuffling upside down, but it came up in reverse. So, well, what's the opposite of confusion? Clarity. Ace of Swords energy. So that confusion about what to eat, what lifestyle, what diet, what wellness, what, and not just this. This is just kind of the main example for what we're talking about today. Hi, Banana Ass, welcome. This is just kind of the example we're talking about. If there's something else that's very prevalent in your life that you're confused about, take this toward whatever area of life that is for you, because that frown is turning upside down, meaning that confusion that you may feel now is turning to clarity and truth. You're getting to the truth of the situation. All right, what else do we need to know? Let's go to the shamanic medicine card and get our final message, and then we're going to get into our donations, which I'm going to check real quick. I think we're up to date. Yes. So we're going to be kicking off with KDR and Kirsten on deck. All right, here it is. We get two messages here. Insects with support. I love to see the support. So insects themselves may be little messengers from spirit for you. Little bumblebee I saw just hovering his furry little butt from flower to flower. And by flower, I mean dandelion to dandelion in my yard today. And it just brought me so much happiness watching him just do his thing. It was so cute. But yeah, you're getting support, maybe even from symbol synchronicities with animals of all kinds, insects of all kinds. Another one, I saw a little tiny spider while we were cleaning through Wrigley's room today. And I thought it might be a black widow. I was kind of scared of it for a second, but then I'm like, no, it's too small to be a black widow and maybe slightly brown, so it wasn't a black widow. But I was scared for a second there. So that's your synchronicity. I did this journey yesterday to free my light body from the matrix and see myself inside the globe like the moon in different ages and lifetimes. That is something I have also personally seen in my journeying as well. So it does feel very globular or globular, however you pronounce those words. I think globular is a different word that I'm trying to convey here. Or very moon-like, very planet-like, very spherical, but cage-like. Oh my goodness, yes. And then bones for casting with divination. And this is really interesting because I'm getting a big download now, kind of very closely related to what Amber's talking about. Seeing yourself in all the different ages and lifetimes. If you think about it, there still may be physical bones, physical representations, maybe even belongings you once held, maybe certain crystals you once had, or things that you could really stand the test of time. A lot of them would be like stones and crystals. Those could really stand like hundreds and thousands of years. But maybe there are some other artifacts out there that once were your belongings, your possessions. You created them that are still floating out there somewhere. They still have this resonance or vibration of your spirit within them. So it's almost like you are also, I just heard The Bone Collector. I think that was a movie back in the late 90s, maybe early 2000s with Angelina Jolie, if I remember right. I don't remember what the movie was about, but I'm just hearing like a lot of us are here in this lifetime to like collect old pieces of ourselves. And this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense with this past life or past in this life card of the Six of Cups. Wow. Yeah, I think it was a serial killer movie and maybe it was like detectives looking for clues. I don't remember exactly, but this is about divination and this is bones forecasting. So that was kind of one really early form of divination, at least as far as we know history-wise, of casting bones, like sheep bones. I don't think they used human bones that I know of. Chicken bones is a big thing, casting chicken bones. Maybe even in like hoodoo practices, I think they do that. But this is about using whatever form of divination resonates most with you. It could be tarot, it could be astrology. I know astrology is more of a science, maybe, I don't know, than just divination, but you can divine using, if you ask me, because it's literally your snapshot of the blueprint of the matrix for what you're here to do or what you're put in here for. So I would absolutely argue that astrology is a form of divination. It may be other things as well, but definitely a form of divination. But there's a lot of support from your own spirit, just calling your own spirit in. Any guides that you have vetted and completely checked, of course, do your due diligence, not only once, but every single time you connect with any certain guide or crossover loved one, make sure every single time you connect or reach out to them that you got the right entity or, spirit, for sure. As far as I can tell, just personal experience here, there's no not false light Archangel Michael. Like, that's a matrix construct, as far as I can tell. Still, I tried in a recent shamanic journey. If there is a such thing as a true Archangel Michael outside this matrix, I can't connect. It doesn't exist to me. Or I'm just not cool enough to connect something. It's just crickets. Ooh, insect symbology. Had a strange dream early morning where I saw weapons being made from crystals and fire. It was crazy, as if from some other lifetime. Yeah, that does feel like kind of primitive in a way. Wow. All right. Well, there's our summer solstice reading for those of us watching now on the replay. And then we tuned into kind of just the general energies of being able to shift that focus and really discern the truth. That confusion, turning that frown upside down as well, which, I mean, half the battle, if not more than half the battle of this matrix, is just being able to determine what is truth with a capital T, what is a lie, what is a falsehood. If you can determine the truth in a situation, you're already like 9/10 of the way there. If you know the actual truth of how things operate and why we're here and what's actually going on. I mean, wouldn't it be nice to just know the truth? The truth with a capital T. Wouldn't it be nice? We're so gaslit and lied and manipulated. It's a thing. Hi, Brianna. Welcome. All right, we're going to get into our 2 donations. We have 2 donations thus far, and of course we have our giveaway and our drawing still yet to come, so don't go anywhere. And of course, those of you that are looking to get your question answered, your personal question answered, you can always send a donation. There's a few ways to do that, pinned at the top of the chat, wherever it appears for you, and then also down in the description below for ways you can do that. So we're going to start with Katie R. Katie, let me know that you're here. I can also timestamp it. That's no big deal. Which I think I wrote timestamps last time. I just didn't post them. So, but it turned out that everyone I was timestamping was actually here for their reading, so it was good. Oh, you are here. Oh, good. Cool. All right, let's get into it for Katie R. And we're going to go to the Line Strider Tarot. I think that's one. Yeah. Linescape or Line Strider. I get those two confused. This is either one or the other of those decks. And this is Line Strider for sure. Yeah, for sure. All right, here we go. She was folding laundry. I did a hell of a lot of that today as well. I feel like all day I've just been catching up on laundry, but then we cleaned out Boston and Wrigley's room. Well, it's not done, but we had a minor hoarding situation going on under their bed, and I found so many socks. I thought, wow, we just buy a pack of socks, and before you know it, there's no socks. And then we buy them another pair of socks or thing of socks, and then no socks. And I just thought it was because both of my puppies, they're not so much just baby puppies anymore, but I still call them that. They love to find a sock randomly thrown somewhere, or even go into the laundry room, grab a sock, and run outside and play tug of war with it and put a whole bunch of holes in it. So, but it's not just the dog's fault that the socks are disappearing. They were all under the bed. I probably found 50 socks. 50 socks under that bed. So, right, Amber? And I'm like, this is mostly my fault because I've let this go on so long. I mean, I think the last time we deep cleaned that room was probably September last year, if I remember right. Which, oh my gosh. I mean, they've had to clean it weekly, but things get shoved in places, and oh, let me hurry and just throw this over here and shove that under there, and then, oh, see, the room's clean. If you can't see it, it doesn't exist. Oh, well, it exists all right. And we're pulling out every single drawer and crevice and crook and cranny, and oh my gosh, there's just the most random of things. All right, Katie R. Yeah, it does pile up so fast. Oh my gosh. All right, so lovely, Katie. Let's get into your question. So what has Stacy been thinking about me lately? Well, my left ear just kind of started to feel really hot. It kind of burned a little bit. It's very, yeah, it's funny because I'm hearing a funny inside joke that my husband and I say. It's like, oh, it burns. And he'll either say like, oh, is it Montgomery Burns or George Burns? Or the other one, Conrad Burns, which is like a Montana politician. I can't remember if he's a senator or what. I think he's a senator back in the day. So like, oh, that burns. Is it Conrad or George Burns? Or is it Montgomery Burns? And so there's some sort of inside joke. I don't know if you and Stacy yourselves have an inside joke or if there's an inside joke. It doesn't feel mean. It feels like fun and lighthearted. All right. What has Stacy been thinking about Katie lately? We have the devil. So it almost feels like she's, again, like being held away from your energy or wishes. There's this temptation to just hang out, go have fun. But again, life has been kind of smacking her in the face lately. Oh, I'm in Montana. Yeah. Montana. It does feel like she just wants to get away. I'm hearing that song by Lenny Kravitz. I want to get, I think that's Lenny Kravitz. I want to fly away. Yeah. And then I just heard Jenny from Forrest Gump, make me a bird so I can fly far, far, far away from here. She just wants to get away. Maybe possibly with you, but let's just see what Stacy's been thinking about you specifically. She literally wants to get away with you. Look at that. 6 of Swords. Travel away. Get away. Make me a bird so I can fly far away. We have all these crows. They've stopped, but my window was closed. I don't know if you could hear them. They were all just going for a second there. But yeah, there's like travel. Even if it's just in your own town, kind of across town. She wants to go somewhere, hang out, but there's healing. That's the element of healing here. But this is also my internet card, as I call it, or communication. So if you haven't heard from her, maybe reach out to her. You might hear from her. But let's just see. What has she been thinking about Katie lately? Yeah, she definitely wants to get together and go do something. For sure. Knight of Wands. Yeah, literally getting out there, moving, going. This could be road trip vibes right here. Again, I don't know if you guys even have a potential or possibility of being able to do some sort of road trip or even just kind of day trip around your area or something. But it would be very therapeutic for both of you. Yeah, literally travel. The 3 of Wands is also a travel card or moving, finally taking action, finally following through on those plans, because the plans are the 2 of Wands, and then the following through, taking action on said plans is 3 of Wands. She wants to go hang out. She wants to hang out. She wants to get together. She wants to go do something fun. So make it happen. Make it happen, Captain. Oh my goodness, fun. Let's go to the soul trees and see if we can get some deep insight for Katie R on how Stacy's been feeling about her lately. All right, so this whole thing just fell in. Align, opportunity, ungrounded, follow through, and liberation. Wow. A lot of this is about action. So aligning, things aligning. There's actions or things being put into place to align, to create an opportunity to follow through with freeing herself. Liberation, freeing herself from this devil energy, but she's feeling a bit ungrounded on her own, and it's almost like she can't make it happen on her own. And that's why either she thinks she needs you to do that, or you would be a great catalyst to be able to help facilitate this just forward momentum for her, so she's not feeling so stuck and stagnant. I've been thinking about that too. Imagine her in my passenger seat every time I go to work. Oh, see, that's so fun. It may just be because she's also like thinking about hanging out with you, going somewhere together. All right, closing argument, closing statement for Katie on how Stacy's been thinking about her lately. 9 of Cups. Aw, yeah, she wants to make this wish happen, this dream a reality. This is the wish fulfillment card. The cat that ate the canary. This is like having her cake and eating it too. It does kind of give off a devil card vibe, only in the way of the temptation that the devil card brings in. Like, ooh, I probably shouldn't have that, but like, ooh, I want that. I'm going to have that. You know, just kind of giving into the temptation. But in this case, this indulgence isn't negative. It's not going to hurt her to have some fun with a friend and feel liberated and rejuvenated and feel like there's some follow through, there's some forward momentum to help with this really ungrounded feeling she's been having lately. You'd really help her just feel this new lease on life almost, which, yeah, I got chills. So it really does feel like this is just par for the course as far as how she feels about you. You're just this light in her life that you just make her feel better, even if things are really hard at home or just in life in general feels really stagnant or stuck for her. You just make it feel like a whole new journey in life is possible, or just getting out of this rut is absolutely possible when she's in your energy and when you guys have a heart-to-heart conversation and when you're just hanging out, having fun, talking your inside jokes and whatever it is, you make life feel exciting for her in ways that a lot of other people just don't. So you are such an asset and such a just gift to her, and probably vice versa. I'm sure she feels like such a gift to you as well. But yeah, make that friend date happen. You know, plan something fun. Even if you're not sure what you're gonna do, just get in the car together and drive and just see what happens. Just see where you go, what you happen upon. You know, there's so many just possibilities. And if you don't have any solid plans, just driving around is like fun, you know? It can be really fun. It's all about who's with you, the company you keep. That's more important than where you're going or what you're experiencing. It's just the company with you can make anything feel like an adventure. I forgot to tell you that guy was seeing lied to me about wanting me to make things official, so I ended up being single again. Oh no. Aw. I'm so sorry, Kirsten. But yes, that was your message, Katie. I hope it resonated for you. She said it was a beautiful message. Yeah, you may have to be the one to reach out. Just, I feel like there's this rut, almost like Groundhog Day, hamster wheel. She feels like, you know, she might even at times stop during her day and think, oh, it would just be nice to go get together with Katie. But it almost just doesn't occur to her that she has the power to reach out and make that thing happen. It's almost like she's waiting. Again, this is very subconscious. She's not sitting here ruminating about, why do I not do or do the things that I do? She's just very maybe stressed, overworked, overburdened with just life right now, that if you were to suggest hanging out, I'm sure she would just feel like a weight had been lifted. For sure. All right. Kirsten, my dear. And then Brianna has donated for a 1-card pull right after Kirsten's reading. All right. I'm so sorry, though, about what you were going through with this guy. And I mean, why lie? You know, I just don't understand why people lie, especially when you're in a relationship with someone. What is the point? What is the point of lying? You know, you have a good night too, Katie. Happy Wednesday. Happy almost summer solstice. I think it's tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. It's coming upon us for sure. The longest day of the year. Yeah, I went to bed last night and I'm like, it is still super light out. How the heck do people in like Sweden and those really northern, like Norway and stuff, deal with like the midnight sun of the summer? I don't know that I could. I'd have to get some really great blackout curtains or something. I love a dark, dark room when I sleep. And it gets light so early that I like have to, the other day, like my sock drawer is like, it's basically my nightstand dresser. So I like open it without opening my eyes. I grab a pair of socks out of there, put them over my eyes and went back to sleep. I'm weirdo. He wanted to hide us. So I said, yeah, why hide? You know, be loud and proud with who you love and call it good, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I love that, Katie R. Thank you. Yes, let's all give Kirsten just the biggest energetic hug. Aw. All right, let's tune in. Let's tune into your question. What type of business will make me the most successful? All right, let's tune in. I want to get 3 cards to tell a story here. And we'll see. I kind of want to tune in to the actions you'd be taking during the workday, kind of the service you'd be providing, or the day-to-day nuance of what you would be doing at this job. In alignment with Kirsten's true spirit, what is the business that will make her the most successful? And again, success can be measured in all sorts of ways. It can be that you feel fulfilled. It could be that you feel this sense of purpose. It can be that you made $1 million your 3rd year in business, or, you know, whatever success is to you, keep that as like the capstone of what we're fighting for here, for you, for this job. 2 of Cups. So it's something where you are really on a one-to-one level with people. Does feel very counselor vibes, coaching vibes, very, very one-on-one kind of communication or connection with the people you're working with. Second card to keep telling the story here. But this is like an emotional connection. It's not just, oh, I'm here to show up so you can give me your money. No, this feels very much like you want to help them. They feel a really good bond to you, that you're a good person to go to for help for something. We have the moon, so it's something you're having to trust your intuition with, or even like this job will shift from, the moon having its phases. You'll go through phases where maybe there are a lot of clients coming in, and then other times where, it's a lot less clients. It's like an ebb and a flow. So it's not just going to be the steady stream of, and really what real true business, whether you're working for a corporation or you have your own business, is just this steady incline up the mountain of life. Like there's a lot of ups, downs, ebbs, flows, ins, outs, ups, downs, all the things. So this career business that will make you the most successful is no exception. But this is about you being able to utilize also your intuition while at work, and it really benefit the people that you have this emotional connection with, the people you're working with. Could even be co-workers if you're working at another job that's, not your own business, or if you do hire employees eventually, you have a very emotional connection to these people as well. I designed a course for helping women with trauma learn to glow up, but I don't think it'll sell. I'm hearing, okay, this is the thing. I'm hearing you have tapped a market that is very needed. It's just maybe the way you're wanting to push it out or present it, or maybe even just the timing with, this kind of recession kind of energy going on just may not be quite the time. So it's almost like you've designed this course kind of ahead of its time. But the fact that you've already designed it, you can later put it up for sale. Or you can later tweak it to add this whole new module that initially wasn't there. That's going to take this thing in a whole new direction that's going to be much more beneficial and supportive, not only for the people that are going to take the course, but financially for you. So I just heard maybe the timing isn't right. It doesn't mean that the course won't sell ever. It's just so much that you've put into this, you'll be able to utilize it a future day. Funny you mentioned intuition, because another psychic said I would do tarot. Oh, there you go. I mean, I would say you could form, I do a lot of one-on-one readings with people. This could totally apply here. But let's get that third card to really tell this story for what you'd be most successful at. Wow, oh wow, we are truly in sync. I'm blown away right now. It will make more sense later. Oh my gosh, I love when that happens. It happens a lot with you, Brianna, doesn't it? I love that. I love that so much. Let's see. What type of business? The third card to tell this story. What type of business will make Kirsten most successful? Girl, you're using your talents and gifts. I mean, this totally could be tarot. This totally could be coaching and counseling. This totally could be selling these different courses, but this is basically boiling out or spelling out that you are destined to have a business that you are passionate about, that feels very tied to your spirituality in one way or another. You're feeling very emotionally connected to the people you're working with. This could be any number of things, and it may be a number of things. It may not just be that you're only doing tarot or you're only doing the coaching thing. Maybe you're doing a little of this, a little of that. And that might be with the ebb and the flow here of that moon energy of, when things are slow over here, maybe you're really seeing an uptick in this other part. Or because what I'm seeing your business model being, a lot of businesses are this. It's a fist. It's a palm. It's the palm. But it's like your business model is, this is maybe your bread and butter, or what you feel you excel at, or what you sell the most of, or, whatever it is. But then you have all these little offshoots or fingers or facets of that business that can bring in money, like multiple streams of income is basically what I'm saying. Yeah, I love that. So you're not going to get any one, just this is your only avenue, because girl, you have a lot of talents and a lot of ways you can highlight those talents to help a lot of people. And I don't think you're meant to just do one thing, take a course or, get a degree and then that's your career forever. No, you have this ebb and flow with your own energy to where maybe you kind of burn out on doing tarot readings for people and you really want to go full bore into your coaching stuff. And then for a while you're really hitting hard on the coaching stuff, but maybe a couple clients have to bow out because they maybe just don't have that income coming in that they once had, and now you're only down to 2 clients or something. But then you're really passionate about the tarot again. You still keep those coaching clients, but now the tarot stuff's really bringing in money. And maybe there's this other thing. But again, it's just about, it's not that you can't have all this going on. It's just that usually, kind of going back to our collective, that we can't have it all going on all at once. So you might want to really start doing one thing, and then as that either picks up or slows down, you can adjust what you're doing over here or over here. I know someone doing tarot-based life coaching. Oh, that's so cool. Very neat. I do a lot of that, like in my mentor sessions. I will, when we're in meeting, do a lot of tarot readings for people. And it comes at a way reduced cost from my tarot reading, which is hilarious. So it's almost like they get the mentor sessions, or they get even tarot readings within the mentor sessions for the price of a mentor session, not a full-on tarot reading. Because my hourly rate for the mentor sessions is like less than half of what it is for just tarot readings. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah. So you could be doing something very similar, but you are definitely going through a metamorphosis to where you're deciding that, you know, your approach to your career and what you do doesn't have to look like everybody else's. Even if other people have something to say about it, they're not the one having to pay your bills. You know what I mean? So you do what feels right to you, and you will be able to trust your intuition throughout the process. All right. So Brianna, okay. The reason my yoga business has not been flowing out of me is because I was too scared to focus solely on a specific group, as I felt that I would be outcasted and attacked. Nonetheless, my heart is tied to this cause, and I just can't see myself focusing on anything else. Will you channel a message from Spirit regarding this topic? I feel that whatever you channel will give me what I need. Yes, let's tune in that you are getting exactly what you need. And it's very interesting because I did start out kind of in the collective reading, Brianna, talking about Dr. Tatum Toner, who lives here in my town, but my sister worked with her until just this week, I think was her last week. She's going out on her own because she just does not resonate with the Western medicine model anymore. And she knows that so much of that is just indoctrination and lies and meant to keep people sick. And she just isn't about that life anymore. And she, even during COVID, like refused all the COVID things and was basically ostracized and called as a conspiracy theorist and a Trumper and all these things that may not be true, right? But just because she held a different belief than what was indoctrinated in medical school. And this feels very similar. It's like if you, and I know someone said this, and I always forget who said this quote, I'd rather be loved for, or hated for who I am than loved for who I am not. It's going to bother me. Who said that? I'd rather be, let me Google it. There's my Captain Google coming to the rescue. I'd rather be hated for, yes, okay. Originally quoted. Well, I know Kurt Cobain had quoted that, but I don't know that this quote originated with him. It looks like AI is trying to attribute that to Kurt Cobain. But I thought I remembered him hearing it from someone else and quoting that person. I don't know. But let's just put it this way. This is something that you are going to feel into your heart and do it anyway, you know? But let's get some cards. Let's get some cards on this actual topic for Brianna. Girl, the High Priestess. The High Priestess doesn't just do things status quo, basic bitch, mainstream, this and that. No, she's most likely all on her own, out in a cave somewhere, doing her own thing, and the people that really resonate with what she has to offer It's not like she even has to come into the town and find these people. They will find her. Like, that's what I'm seeing with this, is when you can stand true and firm like an oak tree, the mighty oak tree. It got chills. Yep. In your authenticity, that's when the magic is really going to start to happen. And I just saw the Magician card in my mind as well. That's when the magic is really going to start to happen, is when you try not to rock the boat. You're sick of trying not to rock the boat. Instead, you're doing things in your authentic way. That, hey, if you rock the boat, I guess you weren't meant to be on this journey anyway, so that's okay. Not you, but the people that are upset that you're rocking the boat or don't vibe with what you're doing. Because that's the thing, is you won't be outcasted to those or attacked to those that need what it is you authentically have to offer this world, which is different than what that one's doing, that one's doing, that one's doing. Even if on paper it looks like the exact same thing, no one's doing it the way you're doing it. And today I told myself that I wanted to wear oak tree green in one of my pics. Wow, oh wow. And it's so weird because I was I made the thumbnail for this video, and I'm like, no, it has to be like a tree green, like a darker tree green for that writing. I love trees as well. Oh my gosh, I love trees. Yes, period. And it's funny because when I picked that, I'm like, this looks more Halloween than summer solstice, but I said, who effing cares? The people that get me will see and feel the vibe of summer solstice coming through this thumbnail and not just think, oh, that looks fall and Halloween. And yes, maybe it does, but also summer solstice. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm like, screw it, I'm going with it. I don't care. I don't care if it looks like Halloween. I know a lot of people love and vibe with the time of year of Halloween, so hey, win-win, I guess. But I could have gotten in my head and said, oh no, this doesn't look summer solstice enough, let me scrap it. I'm like, no, this is cute. I like it. Let's do it. Yes, but this is what happens when you follow your authenticity. The people that really vibe with it, not just on the surface level, because that's the thing. Because I think, and this is something that kind of crossed my mind too with, just the way I'm writing my book series, not to fit all these boxes, tick this box, tick that box, do all this, that, and whatever. Because the more people you can appeal to, the more watered down the message is in a lot of ways. The more mainstream something gets, or the more popular something gets, I mean, there are ways you can do it to where you still have a very solid stance and a very solid message that you can then allow people to interpret, and maybe everybody's interpreting it completely different, but it vibes with everybody. I'm not saying those types of messages, books, themes, businesses don't exist. They do. But for the most part, when something gets mainstream, it usually becomes something that people call frivolous or surface level or watered down or not good enough. It's not intellectual enough. It's not this enough. It's not that enough. And not to say that that's any reason that you should or shouldn't do things that you're doing, but you're not here to water down your message. You're here to water your tree, sure. Yes, you are a tree. But not water down the message or the vibe or the service you're providing. I want an authentic, rich slice of cheesecake. Everyone else has a normal piece of the pie. Right. And that's exactly, because think of how, especially that really rich cheesecake, you can pack a hell of a lot more of a punch in that tiny sliver of cheesecake than someone can with, 3, 4, 5 other slices. To where yours is so rich and so concentrated with authenticity and spirituality and serving a higher purpose that you don't need to reach 1 million people. Not saying you won't, though. I mean, who knows? Because, on the back of the deck, your fortune will come when you lean even more into that authenticity. And I know that flies in the face of the Matrix itself, because the more mainstream you can become, the more, what's the word I'm looking for? Relevant you can become. Usually the more viral your stuff will go and the more popular it will be. But is it really hitting as deep and spiritually as we want those things to? Probably not. Because there's just a sliver of rich cheesecake people out there that can even get the downloads of what you have to offer. So it's not for everybody right now. And that's a good thing. But let's just get one final message. Yeah. Literally standing in your power. You're not going to be under the thumb or rule of this matrix when you present what you have to offer and your authenticity and your spirit and your love and your light. You're here to do it on your terms. Period. I mean, can we get a more powerful combination? Maybe, but like this is pretty dang powerful. Pretty dang powerful. You've got success and control in the material world here, and success and connection in the other realms in this card. What more could a person want? Because people usually either have this or they have that. Most people never find this combination. And this combination is available to you when you step fully, unapologetically into your authenticity. Haters be damned. Because haters are going to hate. That's just the way of the game, especially if you're doing something right. Haters are going to hate, because if you try to step out of the matrix, you're going to get all these Agent Smiths, for lack of a better word, coming to try to knock you down a few notches. Ooh, I'm so ready. I'm proud of myself. This has been a true journey through the shadows, and you're still standing strong. It's not that this even beat you down and wore you down, maybe at times, but you're still standing strong right now. All right, final message, closing statements, anything else Brianna needs to know to give her that guidance. Yeah, 6 of Cups. So this really does, I know normally this is about that past energy. This to me just feels like embodying that childlike sense of wonder, but leaving the naivety out of it. You're not being naive in showing up in the world with what you have to offer with that, naivety. But no, this is like showing up with that sense of wonder, but with the power of the High Priestess and the Emperor to lead this forward. That is powerful, because this is like keeping the purity and the unjadedness without having the fool me once, shame on me, fool me, whatever. So yeah, there may have been in the past learning curves, and there probably still will be learning curves going into the future, but knowing that you have this deep spiritual warrior energy of your own on deck to help you through every turn and twist in this path, just knowing that and relying and leaning on that every step of the way will help you through those times when you feel a little alone, or people don't understand what I'm doing, or certain haters are hating, which is going to happen. It just happens. When a person puts themselves out there, it's inevitable. But yes, when this is your purpose, it's almost like you have to be authentically yourself. And if people don't like it, that says a lot more about them than it does about you. You got this, girl. Yes, you got it. I love that. Yes, the oak tree green. I love that. You got this. Woo. Yeah, she's hearing the song Shake It Off. Right? And that's kind of what you just have to do when the haters are hating, because usually haters hate out of jealousy more so than, because if they actually were truly concerned, there would be no hate there, A lot of it comes from envy and jealousy more than anything. So just keep that in mind when you have these haters in the branches of your oak tree. Especially if those haters are in your own family tree, because that can be the hardest hater to overcome or to transcend, basically. Yeah. All right. So we're going to move on now to our giveaway. So who's up for a giveaway? Let's see. We have 6 people here. We've fully finished our donation list thus far. Of course, there's still time to donate, those of you that feel the need. Okay, the card has flopped right into my lap. This card would be great to flop into any one of our laps. What is it? Okay, go ahead and just start using your intuition or your guessing or whatever it is, however it is you determine what this card is. What is this card? What is it? And if we're going and going and going and we're not getting it, of course I will narrow it down for you. Give you hints, tips, and clues, and all the fun things we do. even have some strips of paper cut up for our drawing. So we're ahead of the game. All right. I saw a close but no cigar guess right there. All right. I'm going to just let you know it's a court card. So this would be your cups, swords, wands, pentacles, page through king. So page, knight, queen, king. It's a court card. Normally I tell you the suit that it's in. But this time I thought, I'll tell them it's a court card. All right, we've got some great responses here. Oh, Rihanna, King of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. So it would be nice for that King of Pentacles energy to fall right into our laps, would it not? Look at that. Heck yes, it would. So Brianna has won tonight's giveaway, and we have a drawing. So put an 888 in the chat if you would like to be entered into tonight's drawing. Well, tonight's, the next time, the perpetual drawing. It just keeps going and going. 888 for Linda. And for some reason, I have John's name still out here, so we'll use this one for your entry today. Since it's here, we might as well save paper, save a tree, right? Banana Anna S. And we have Kashfi. And we have Anonymous. Welcome, Anonymous. And Amber. And Amber 9 in. Okay. I had just enough strips for everybody who has put their name in the hat thus far. But let's go ahead. And Brianna, you can also enter, but also think of a question because you've won. You've won. So we're going to put in Anonymous and Banana Anna S. Hope we can see these going in. We've got Kashfi. We've got Linda H. We've got Amber 9 in. And John. And Brianna, we're going to cut. Oh, we don't even have to cut a new one. There was one waiting right there. All right. 888 in the chat if you want to be entered. B degree. And Kirsten. All right, let's get Kirsten in on this fun. I'll cut it out of this old one that we have here. All right. Kind of ran out of room on the end, but I know who you are. So, boom, going into the drawing. All right, here we go. And I'm really thinking I need to be brainstorming a new vessel or pouch or container for our pouch because it's getting very congested in here. So much so they're just all sticking together. I know I want this one right here. And it is Brandy Lynn. Brandy Lynn, and she's not here tonight, but I will timestamp that for her. And she will see it when she gets back from her family vacation. So set that there. So Brianna, go ahead and post a question. We're going to get right into it for you. And then we will also pull a card for Brandy Lynn. In fact, I might just do Brandy Lynn's card right now since that'll give Brianna some time to post a question. So 11333 for Brandy Lynn. Forgive the lighting. I was ghost-like. Brandy Lynn, you have won the drawing tonight. That was not a good song. Okay. You've won. We pulled your name out of the hat. It didn't want to come alone. It had a buddy with it, but I wrangled it single-handedly away from the other one and pulled it out of the hat. All right, so let's get a card for Brandy Lynn. What does Brandy Lynn need to know? Some of these cards are turned. Okay, clearing the deck, clearing the energy, tuning into Brandy Lynn's wonderful true spirit. What does she need to know right now? Or whenever it is she is watching this. Ooh, the Lovers, there's a big decision to be made. It does feel like a life decision, and these are just not like, what are we having for dinner tonight? These are usually big life decisions. Let's see specifically what this decision has to do with. Okay. It's like hiding in the deck. Ooh, King of Pentacles. This might be a financial decision to spend money on something, but it's not just some tiny little purchase. This could be like a new car, a new home, some big ticket purchase, or possible investment, something you're putting a great deal of money into. Let's see. What do you need to know about all this? King of Wands. Okay, wow. So there's a lot of masculine energy or like action. Finally taking some action on something. So it might be that you and your husband together are coming up with some plans or feeling motivated to take a sum of money to put towards something. You're changing, shifting. It could be a project around the home or like an update. And it doesn't have to be a sizable amount of money. All it is that I'm getting at here is it's a major decision that will change your life for the better. Even if it's not a huge chunk of money. Oh, good night, good night. Have a wonderful night, Amber. Yeah, put the kiddo to bed. Yeah, I gotta go do that here in a bit too. 2 kiddos. But yeah, there is this element of making a choice that's gonna improve your life for the better. Possibly around the home, but definitely family life. Yeah. Could even be a windfall of money or money coming in. It could be from some sort of inheritance or just somehow unexpected money. But making a choice to decide what you're doing with that money is basically what this is. I heard December. I know that's so far off. That's so far off, really. That's a whole half a year away. Now that we're almost at that summer solstice, but I'm hearing like by the time of the winter solstice. Summer solstice, but this is by winter solstice. So between now and then, but closer to that time than like right now. Decision you're making to invest money, and that money investment or whatever it is that you're putting the money toward or spending the money on or investing in is going to pay off in a big way. Or if this is money that's coming to you, you're deciding how to invest it, save it, put it in, where it's going. Cool message. Cool. All right, so Brianna, what will be the outcome of my new job as a general manager? All right, let's tune in. What will be the outcome for Brianna as the job of general manager? Sounds like a big deal. I just heard I'm kind of a big deal. Yeah, Knight of Wands. Yeah, this is definitely a move up, like up the ladder. You're moving. There's momentum here. And of course, there's more money coming with it because this is a card you use to win the reading, almost a drawing, the giveaway. You won the giveaway with this promotion or rise or new job this is like moving on up energy. And it is a move in the right direction. Even if this is not like the last stop in your life as far as like, this is my job forever. It's definitely a step in the direction of maybe meeting certain people or just going in a direction that is actually on your path of your purpose here. Again, even if this job is somehow just a stepping stone to something different, it's acting its purpose. Yeah. Because this is teaching you a lot about your own self and allowing your own spirit to come online. So whatever this job is, even if it's not a very spiritual place, spiritual job, you're finding ways to really connect with people spiritually, which I know sounds weird, but it's true. And people do respect you a lot. This is about all a person could ask for in what you're asking here, is for people to actually have respect and actually trust your judgment and your guidance. Yeah, there are 3 cards here about like, this is definitely someone to be respected. This is definitely someone to be respected. This is definitely someone to be respected. And this is the energy of someone who may be young for the job, but they're moving on up and they are proving themselves day after day. and already have proved themselves, and they're just going to continue to climb and shine. And people will gain respect. Even if that respect isn't there day one, it will eventually be earned, and not in a very long amount of time. Very cool. Wow. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's get one of the Soul Trees messages as well, because I just love this deck so much. And I know you like trees too, so let's go with it. What else does Brianna need to know? The outcome of this new job as a general manager. Scarcity. Well, that like fell into my lap and almost flipped because the wind tried to blow it away. But the fact I love, okay. See, even just the way the cards come out can completely shift the meaning. Because if I were to just straight out pull this, it would completely be a different meaning than what this is. You won this reading with the King of Pentacles, which is the opposite of scarcity. And the fact this blew into my lap, I had to hurry up and catch it before it blew away, means you are in control of how scarce or how, flowing the money is. And you are not about that limited belief. Yeah, I am. Wow. And you did say earlier you are a tree. Look at that. I am, and we're using the Soul Trees deck. I mean, come on now. You cannot make this stuff up. I have chills. I am. I just need to take a moment to appreciate Spirit. This is just too funny. Oh my goodness. This is that is actually exactly how this job is designed. It's so wild. I love that. I love that so much. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Oh my goodness. Well, it sounds like it's a definite step in the right direction, even if you're not there forever. You're definitely meeting some great people. Deep connections are being formed with certain people, and there's a lot of just emotional connection with people. So, wow. I love that so much. That's so exciting. Well, congrats on your giveaway win tonight, Brianna. All right. Wow. Right. I know. I love this. I just have chills. All right. A full question for Kirsten. I could spontaneously combust right now. This is how on and pop and Spirit is right now. And I just don't. Yeah. Wish fulfillment's on the back of the deck. Look at that. Boom. You're in control of your destiny. So whatever when they used to say, well, can you? When you can I go do this? Can I do that? Well, can you? It should be may I, not can I. It's like whatever you say you can do or can't do, you're right. So keep that in mind when you're like, oh, I can't do that. Well, you're right. But if you say I can do that, then you're right as well. So it's about basically biohacking our own minds to almost reprogram ourselves to believe that anything is possible, because we are literally on the outs of this matrix. We are breaking out as we speak. I mean, so many people are finding what's going on and what has been going on even just since 2012 would not have been possible in the 80s. People have tried, and people, there are outliers of the population that could totally finagle their, little toe out of the matrix. But what's been going on since 2012, and I'd say even amplified since 2020, and even more amplified since 2024, you can't stop us. And the fact that we are spirit incarnate here, eventually nothing in this matrix system can hold us. And the more that we lean into that spirit part of ourselves and know how powerful we are, there's nothing going to be able to hold us back after a while. I know, I feel this in my bones, and I know this in my bones. I feel it. All right. Donated for one more small read. Oh no, don't be sorry. That's awesome. I just didn't want to go. I'm glad we're still here then. All right. So for Kirsten, full question, will I be single for years like I was told in a reading by another psychic? And then another for a short reading. And then another short reading. Okay. So as far as what I already have here, so let's do a full read for will Kirsten be single for years? And for me, single means even kind of similar to the situation you were just in where you recently broke up. To me, that still felt very single vibes, because there was no like real physical contact in that connection, or you know, him wanting to keep it a secret. So on his end, it almost felt like he was single in a way. So what I'm tuning into is the energy of you and another person being able to openly say, yes, we're in a relationship together, to feel all the things you feel when you first get into this relationship and all of that. I was told I would be single for a long time till I found the right one. I mean, I don't know exactly. We're going to tune in, but that's the thing is, I mean, I guess if it were me, I'd rather wait to find the actual right one, or a right one, than to have to date this person for 3 months, it failed because it wasn't good. Date this person for 3 months or 2 months, or, you know, and just keep having to do this over and over and over, and then finally find the right one. But let's tune in. We're going to tune in. If Kirsten will be psychic, or can be psychic, you are psychic, but I was just reading here. I was told by another psychic. So I was reading that. You will be psychic. So we already know this about you, dear. So you really are very psychic. If you, and this is what we were just talking about with Brianna. Because this matrix is in collapse, it's in free fall right now, and so many of us can feel it. Even though we can feel it, we don't know exactly how to work our true spirit power the way that we could when we're not in a matrix, because we've been completely out of practice. We've been so suppressed and controlled and manipulated and maintained in this tiny little microcosm of what we think is reality, that we're going to have to really do some stretching with our mental exercises and our spiritual capacities to bring ourselves more fully in alignment with the fact that I can be and do and create anything. And I know that sounds so trite in this world where, you know, we think of someone who's starving and has never, barely had a operating roof over their heads, that we could just tell that person that you can create anything. And yeah, it totally seems that way, but and it absolutely is that way in the matrix. But once that matrix starts to collapse, which it's been doing, people are finding ways out of it, these things really will be a reality once again. And that's what I want you to hold into your awareness as the years go by. If you are single, let's just say, if you are single for years and years, that you at any point do have the ability to find your way not single, and not just to find some random person that, oh, I guess we could kind of be happy. No, to find someone who is a good fit. But let's tune into the cards. It's almost at this point becoming really difficult, especially with timings of things. I have a timing deck right here, which we can tune in. When will, let's just ask straight out, when will Kirsten be in a committed relationship, no longer single, with someone who feels like the right person? When will this happen? Waiting on you, when you stop time and make it happen. But what I was going to say is timing is literally almost becoming impossible to determine, because of the fact that so many people are in so many different timelines. Timelines are shifting so quickly that we can maybe feel the energy of something on the way, but we can't pin down exactly when it's going to happen because, again, too many variables are at play. I was told I'd be single for a long time till I found the right one by a very accurate and famous psychic. Wow. Even then, that psychic doesn't know more than your true spirit. But we have Gemini season. And I don't see that this is going to be this year, because obviously that will be, 2 days from now, 3 days, 2 days from now, this Gemini season ends per Western astrology. So this does feel like at the very least, it's probably going to be at least a year. Again, determined on actions you take or don't take, things that happen or don't happen, timeline-wise. But let's just see if there's anything you can do to draw this person to you sooner rather than later. So you don't have to be single for years and years and years. What is it you can do? Wow, Queen of Swords, literally speak it into being. This is the creative expression card. It's about literally manifesting it by speaking it into being, believing it, not taking no for an answer. But it's not like you are speaking just any old person into being, or, attracting any old person. This is someone who, per your reading here, is the right one, or someone who's a good fit for you. Ten of Wands, yeah. It's just like an overburdened energy with too many things up in the air to determine that, yes, it's definitely next week, or no, it's definitely 10 years from now. Way too many variables in play right now that could skew it this way, that way, this way, that way. Again, for the timing of it, okay, we have a couple options. When you stop asking. So this deck is very funny. Waiting on you. When you stop time and make it happen. And especially when we're asking about the timing of something. Time can be it can go by very quickly, or it can drag by very slowly. So it's almost like on a calendar year, it can feel like the blink of an eye or like the slowest year of your life. And if any of you, yes, isn't it the most sassiest response you've ever heard? Once the lessons have been learned, pinpoint the lessons. I love it. But the thing is, this is also looking at me from the back of the deck. When you deserve, you believe it. Or believe you deserve it. That's more to the point. And this is so true, especially for someone who, such as yourself, has been through so much trauma that you may think, well, there aren't any good people out there, for one thing. Or you could think, well, there might be good people out there, but they're already taken. Or maybe I just don't deserve happiness and love, and that's why my love life has been so up and down these past few years. And none of those have to be true. Yeah, you do believe you deserve it. That's good. Or no, you don't believe. Yeah, see, and that's, again, there's that trauma that you're healing. And I think that's part of what this is representing for you. Is it could be years if this trauma is just kind of slowly processed or maybe tamped down and buried away, which I don't see you completely doing that. But the more you heal yourself on a mental, physical, emotional, spiritual level, the more you can allow this trauma to come up so you can release it and let it go once and for all. Let it go. But it's like right now, there's so much going on. There's so many variables at play that it would be, the psychic is right, it would be in your best interest for it to be a while before you are in another connection. So that way that connection won't end like the other one did, or this other one did, or this one did. That it will be something that is, a lifelong connection, or at least until you're done with it kind of connection. I feel I'm not pretty enough mostly. Aw. And see, that's the thing is, looks can definitely be important to certain people. And there does have to be this certain element of attraction, but you can look at anybody, this person versus that person versus that person, and you can have the most attractive woman, or man for that matter, in a relationship with an equally attractive person, or maybe they're less attractive, it doesn't matter, but they could be the most attractive person, on paper and conventionally, but yet maybe they have a really ugly personality, or maybe they're just not a good person, or maybe they are a really good person, but the fact that it's more a lot of times the energy that they're exuding that's going to attract them, this person or that person or this person, more than the looks. Not every time, but especially when you're making a spiritual connection, the looks are just an added bonus. And here's the thing, when you align with someone on a spiritual level, and this is something that I can attest to as somebody who became friends with certain people, and we were just friends, there was no attraction there, but the more I got to know them and their wittiness and their sense of humor, the things that I thought maybe weren't that attractive about their face or how they looked before actually became super attractive to me. It's almost like really feeling into the energy of the person made them attractive. Maybe not in the conventional sense, and maybe not everyone would agree that this is the most attractive person I've ever met, but they're attractive to you and you're attractive to them. And that's what's important. Yeah, I struggle so much with my weight, but I did lose the weight I needed to for the surgery, so I hope I get it. Yeah. But I would say this question is not a clear-cut, concise that, that psychic's right, so you're just going to have to wait. No, you can fast-track this by really double downing into your own healing journey. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, all the things that you're healing and peeling layers of not self off of you. you're getting closer to that connection. And it'll happen when you're truly happy with just who you are. And we don't have to be 100% happy with everything, everywhere, all the time. But when we can really feel connected and happy with who we are, that's almost always when that person will come in. And I was kind of giving you that example of, it's either you or someone else recently. That example when I met my husband, I was so not in the market for a relationship. I just wanted to have a relationship with myself. And I truly was happy with who I was and just reconnecting with me and not even having to try to worry about, well, I wanted to be married by the time I'm 24 and now I am 21 and now I'm single, and like none of that even crossed my mind. I was just having the time of my life, filming this TV show with my friends and going to college and just rediscovering who I was after this really horrible relationship. Yes, it probably happened sooner than I had maybe hoped, but it all worked out in divine timing in my ultimate favor. And I know a lot of people have kind of the opposite of, you know, it took longer than I wanted it to. In my case, it maybe could have taken longer and I would have been okay with that. But all in divine timing. I'm going to be 30 next year with no husband, no kids. Not my ideal plan. Right. And yeah, and even me, like I wanted to be married by 24 and have my kids by the time I was like 25, whatever. I was a month shy of 29 when I had my oldest, who's now 13, and 32 when I had my youngest. So I definitely wanted to have kids before I turned 30, but it didn't happen. And even when I did get married at age 27, I'm like, I'm not ready for kids quite yet. And then when I was feeling like I was ready, there they came. So, yeah, still considering having kids on my own, but possibly through adoption. Yeah, and you know, that's the thing, is it's all possible. And you're trusting, much like with your business, trusting your intuition is going to be your key here. And just even working out like the logistics, like, is it financially feasible to do this, or to wait, or to do this thing and then wait on that other thing? Like, only you know your exact circumstances. But I'm not ready for kids. I'm not ready for kids where I am now either. Yeah. And getting my master's degree still living with my parents. Yeah. And you know, that's okay. You may just need to take a little more time, and that's okay. Because when things need to align, it's almost like time stops and things happen that in like a weird divine timing. Like, it's so weird how it all plays out. All right. So short reading. Should I date Ronald Rogers? Okay. Let's tune in. On deck. I want to go to this one. Tuning in to Kirsten's true spirit. What does she need to know? Is it in her best interest to date Ronald Rogers? All right. We have 9 of Wands. So it might be a relationship that takes a lot of work. So I don't know if you would have to do a lot to change who you are or what your life looks like right now to make this happen. Or if this person is kind of like the other guy you were talking about, that he's maybe at a long distance, because this is like distance energy. Like, there's a distance, there's a long path that needs to be taken. But at the same time, it's like there's a close finish line here. But that all being said, this relationship would feel like something you have to show up for all the time. It's like, I don't know if he's just codependent or what it is, or there's this need to just be in your energy all the time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that it would be in your best interest. This is not, it feels very, if I had to put this together and come up with what this relationship would feel like, it feels like very stifling, very controlling, very, where were you? I told you not to talk to that person. Like, it doesn't feel good to me. I think he is codependent because I barely know him and he already asked if I liked him. Yeah. Which, I mean, you know, that's not a bad thing, but it's like, I think he's, you know, kind of pushed a lot of other ladies away in the past because he'll like call in the middle of the night, like, what are you doing? Like, it's kind of interesting. It's almost like he's looking for someone to own or control rather than to have a equal partner in a connection, which I don't think is the best energy to go into a relationship with. Let's just see if Kirsten should date Ronald Rogers. The moon. Yeah, he's very matrix controlled. So to have a deep spiritual connection with someone like this, impossible. Absolutely impossible. And he might have even, wow. He might have even been sent into your life by the matrix as a handler. Meaning, oh, this is a very spiritual person. Let's send a very matrix controlled Agent Smith in this direction to basically keep your life in turmoil or constantly having to be on guard or on practice or on point. And it's too much. It's not in your best interest. Yeah, I wouldn't go in that direction. Yeah, it's almost like he's trying to win you over, and then once he wins you over, you're really going to see his true colors, and they're not great. Not great. Literal, that's being in control. He will want to control. I do super chat. It is at a different price point though, and all that's in the description or pinned at the top of the chat, anonymous. But yeah, I definitely can do a super chat, but it's just at a different price point because they take a heck of a lot. Yeah, and a lot of times these same energies will be brought back into your life over and over just to make sure you've learned the lesson. So if you feel you've truly learned that lesson with your ex, I wouldn't try to get in with another one of these to try to conquer it because you're going to be the one being conquered in this connection. As far as the control dynamic, yeah, you definitely don't need that in your life. But this to me does feel like a test. Like, did she really learn the lesson with the ex to not get into another controlling relationship? So I think this feels like you're dodging a bullet by not going in his direction. Yeah. All right. So you donated for another 1-card pull. So go ahead and ask Kirsten what you want to know for your other question. Hello, Maminka. Welcome, welcome. All right. Take a drink of water. So will my new boss like me? Will she be nice or strict? Okay, let's tune in. So, will Kirsten's new boss like her? Ask that part first. Will Kirsten's new boss like her? Knight of Swords. It feels like things pick up real quick, and it feels good. It does feel good. She might be very chatty. Knight of Swords is someone who likes to talk. It can kind of sometimes go toward gossip, but I do see that more as a Page of Swords. But Knight of Swords is more like she's very active, very busy. And she does feel young. Yes, I was going to say she might be younger than you or around your same age. It's not like she's decades older or anything like that. And she might be very active, meaning kind of this element of like she'll get started on a project and kind of later burn out, or she'll get started on something and like pass it off to you, pass it off to someone else. Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, that can be a good thing. As far as if she will be strict or nice, 6 of Swords. She's been through some things in her own life. She does feel like someone you can connect with on a spiritual level and a mental level. Like you might even have a lot of the same favorite TV shows and things that you can like have like a deep intellectual conversation about. She's someone you can really vibe with on a mental level for sure. She may also have ADHD. I do feel that, and I got chills now to confirm that. Yeah, which again, ADHD doesn't have to be a bad thing, but she can have trouble focusing. And I think you yourself said you had ADHD as well, and autism. And I also have both of those. Am both of those. Not have them, am them. Good with change. Yeah, due to change. So huge switch. Yeah, ADHD. Yeah. And it's interesting because sometimes certain elements of both of those can cancel each other out, and sometimes they can even amplify certain, and each person with ADHD is different, and each person with autism is different. And sometimes when you combine and already two completely different types of things together, you can come up with, but the fact that you are on a spectrum and she's on a spectrum as well, a lot of times people who are on the spectrum vibe with other people who are on the spectrum. So this is a good move. This does feel good. And I do think she might have some social awkwardness a bit, but she does mask it well. So you may not meet her and think, oh yeah, she's definitely on the spectrum. You wouldn't maybe pick that out of a crowd with her. But as far as her getting along with you, you getting along with her, again, there's a lot of mental stuff, a mental connection, a lot of banter back and forth. But she's almost more afraid if you will like her, is what I'm getting here. Like she's in her head. I don't have Venmo or Zelle, sorry. I know I've still like kind of have on my back burner list with like get other ways to donate to make it easier for everybody, but I just haven't done that. I mean, it's been over 4 years that I've been live streaming. I should have figured something out by now. But yeah, she's definitely someone who wants to work together for the common good, but it may not always come out. Like sometimes she might say something and it might sound like kind of like, especially, you know, on the spectrum, might take things as like, is she yelling at me or is she excited? Like it might be sometimes hard to know exactly how she's coming across. But with the Three of Cups, there's good vibes. Like there's good vibes. So it's almost like she wants to have the job done a certain way. And maybe she starts doing certain things at the job and then she passes them off. And maybe if certain people, and not so much you though, I see maybe other people she's dealing with that don't quite get it, what she's trying to have the person do. She might be like, well, I didn't mean it like this, I meant it like that, and try to explain herself. But as far as being nice, I see her being someone who loves to have these intellectual conversations and, you know, even talk about like her favorite TV shows and things she's interested in. So I think you guys will vibe. You know, you'll vibe pretty good. And I think especially at first, she just wants to learn, you know, who everyone is and what's going on. And so at first there's this kind of establishment of friendship and, you know, just like, you know, cordialness. Everybody's getting along before, you know, she starts barking out orders at everybody. She's not ever going to be one of those bosses that like makes you feel bad about yourself or anything like that. She seems, yes, she wants the job done and she wants it done right. And sometimes she may come across a little harsh, but again, this feels like down the road. It's not initially, but once you get to know her, you personally will understand, oh no, she's not being harsh. That's just how she says those things. And you won't take it personally, but others might. Especially if there are new people they're hiring after her and they don't quite understand her style or something. I wonder if she will make me feel appreciated because my current boss didn't appreciate me much. Yeah, I do feel that. Like she's someone who likes to talk and communicate with certain people, not everybody. But I think she will say a lot of praise, especially with that Knight of Swords. Like she'll be real quick to be like, oh my God, you're a lifesaver. Like you did that so awesome. Thank you. Like she's quick to praise you and say thank you. Like she'll say thank you a lot. You might be like, who's working for who here? Yeah, she's definitely somebody who likes to work together. She doesn't want to feel like, oh, because I'm your boss, I'm better than you and I'm going to order you around. No, it's more about working together for the greater good of what you're here to do at work. Like she wants the job done well, but she's not afraid to jump in and help or ask others to kind of, you know, pass off what she started and you take the reins and run with it. But there's also an emotional connection here. Two of Cups is a lot of times like a soulmate card. So you really will vibe with her on not just a professional level, but you might even make a friend out of this. Like she seems like friend vibes here. Yeah, I do see her appreciating and being quick to compliment. She's not someone who's just going to yell at you when you do something wrong, but never no, not at all. She's definitely going to compliment when the compliment is due and often. Like she'll compliment often, I feel. Yeah, because she's been through some stuff. I don't know why we're taking a turn into her personal life, but let's just see. Yeah, King of Swords. Her father might have even passed away, or a father figure. I would say within the last few years, she had a father figure pass away. And that's affected her in a sad way. Interesting. All right. Yeah, I think she'll be somebody who is easy to get along with, especially at first when, you're nervous with this new boss. She's nervous at a new job. But within like days to weeks, you guys feel like, oh, this is a good routine. Like it feels like it's always been this way in a good way. Yeah. Oh, your current boss lost her father. Yeah. I think this boss might have as well. So that just might be, it's interesting too, because a lot of times when there's a type of boss and then that boss, or, any kind of position, for this instance, it's a boss, that boss leaves and then another boss comes in, and it's like certain elements of that boss's life are so like that other boss that just left, that it's like, wow, did they just replace this person like with the same person? But like there are differences where this boss feels younger, feels more like a friend kind of energy, but yet someone that makes you feel motivated, likes to compliment when you do the right thing and says thank you a lot, where maybe that other boss didn't. But they might have similar like life happenings have happened going on. Yeah, that kind of thing. All right. So I hope that resonated for you, Kirsten. But yeah, I don't see that there's too much to worry about. And especially if you kind of go into this new boss situation feeling like, okay, I'm going to at least get along with her at work, and she's going to get along with me, and she's going to be a nice boss and a good boss. That's what you're going to get. I really do feel it. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that is the last donation of the night. Let me just double check. Nope. We have one more coming in hot. Oh, that is you. That was you. I see here. Okay. We did it. We've reached the end of the stream. So I will be back here Friday. I almost said Wednesday. It is Wednesday right now. We're here right now, Wednesday. I will be back Friday. 80% sure it's going to be at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. But if my husband is going to work from home like he did parts of this week, he may be the one to go pick Wrigley up from camp at noon. And that way I could be the one to go live during the day. Might happen. But I'm going to say 80% sure it's going to most likely be in the evening, just to kind of plan for that for Friday night. Those of you that want to come anyway. But if Wrigley's going to get picked up by his dad, my husband, then I will most likely try to do that during the day and get that going. All right, you guys, much love. Thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony for Tarot Live. All right, you guys, see you Friday at some time, either 11 a.m. Mountain Time or 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Most likely 6 p.m. though, so mark your calendars if you feel so inclined. And of course, also 6 p.m. is our normal time slot every Wednesday, unless I have something going on, which usually in the summer, 6 p.m. on a Wednesday, I don't have anything going on, so we should be good. All right, much love, you guys. See you next time. Bye.